Welcome to my channel. Here you are, just a simple villager living out your everyday life. Maybe you are getting ready for the annual midsummer festival. Life is good. The sun shines warmly. In the distance, you hear the clanging of hammers as local blacksmiths prepare tools and weapons for the celebration. Soon you will join the party. You have a fine new dress made of linen for the occasion. And from your neighbor's house you hear laughter and music. Suddenly, a dark cloud passes over the sun. A chill wind sweeps through the village, chilling you to the bone. Moments later, the sound of heavy footsteps pounds toward the settlement. Confused, you step outside your home, then you see them. Men clad in leather armor with axes slung at their sides burst through the gate. A wave of fear washes over you. Are these the mercenaries hired by your lord? No, they do not wear his colors. These men are tall, muscular, fierce, and wild. On their faces are expressions of pure aggression. And held high is their banner, emblazoned with a snarling wolf. In their wake are others, armed men and women, young and old. What game do these heathens play? You shout for help as they tear through the village, burning homes, killing cattle, leaving death in their path. This was the worst nightmare of any Viking Age villager. Your town is being raided by Norsemen. These men and women are Vikings, fierce warriors and traders from the north. Renowned for their skill in battle, they strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. And their goal is simple: plunder. Everything they find will be taken from you and given to them. They want your food, your clothes, your weapons, even your friends and family. Many are killed during the raid, and soon your home burns around you. You huddle for cover. It doesn't help. Before long, it's clear that escape is impossible. Your fate is sealed. The Norsemen bound you, along with many others, and marched you away. All you can do is cry out for mercy. No one listens. The rest is a blur of pain and fear. For the past few minutes, you were thrust onto a journey that would change your life forever. You traveled across the North Sea, the Baltic or the White Sea, kidnapped by raiders or taken after your city fell to invaders. But now you are here in Scandinavia. Where exactly this place is depends on the year, since you've been captured sometime during the Viking Age, which lasted from the 8th to the 11th century. You could be anywhere from the Danish and Norwegian kingdoms to the eastern reaches of the Rus. Even worse, you could be in one of the independent Viking republics in the middle of the Baltic, such as the people of Bursa. Wherever you are trapped in a world you don't understand, and there's no way out. You are a thrall, a Viking slave. You live in the world of Vikings, and that means that every day could bring you something new and exciting. Okay. Maybe not exciting for you. For Vikings though, the possibilities are vast. First off, your life will be dangerous. It doesn't matter if you are a man, woman, or child. Everyone's life is cheap. If you are weak, you might be kicked, punched, or beaten to death. After all, you are nothing more than a tool to Vikings. The only thing that matters is how useful you are. If you are a grown man and can work, then you are safe for now. If you are a woman, your worth increases dramatically if you are fertile. Since there is no such thing as birth records in this time period, having a baby means that you probably weren't a thrall, but rather a captive. Your owner may choose to sell you or keep you as his property. He may also force you into marriage with other thralls or even with his friends. Welcome to the party. The lives of thralls depended on their owners, and some owners were kind, while others were the polar opposite. The only reason why you are undead yet is because your owner has unfound you interesting or useful. That could change at any moment. So you had better be prepared. If you are a man, you will likely work as a farmhand, working in the fields or taking care of animals. If you are a woman, you will be doing the same tasks. And if you are really lucky, you will be able to spin flax or weave cloth. If you are a child, your life is particularly brutal, since you will have to do the dirtiest jobs possible. Whether you are a boy or girl, it doesn't matter. If you are strong enough to carry a bucket of water, you will be doing that instead of playing. Your life as a slave is hard and lonely. Even if your master isn't actively abusing you, he will most certainly ignore you. When he speaks to you, it'll probably be to give you an order. You will not make friends during your captivity. After all, why would a Viking risk angering his master by fraternizing with the enemy? Your only company will be fellow captives and prisoners of war, and they are as lost as you are. Some may be praying to their god for rescue, while others simply brood in silence. Most won't speak to you unless they want something from you. Everyone here is selfish, and there is no exception. Life as a thrall will probably last for years. Even if you are an adult male who can work, you will still be seen as property. Slavery is a part of Viking culture, so don't expect things to change anytime soon. As a thrall, you will never gain freedom unless your owner sets you free out of the goodness of his heart. That is extremely unlikely. Instead, you will probably die as a thrall, and no one will remember you ever existed. While it is highly unlikely, it is not impossible for a thrall to escape. Slaves who manage to flee often become outcasts, wandering the countryside alone and trying to avoid major cities and settlements. Unfortunately, most runaways are caught and brought back to their masters, usually as punishment for attempting escape. Many thralls endure the unbearable conditions for decades, hoping for a miracle that never comes. If you survive for a long time as a thrall, you may eventually grow old. That doesn't mean that your life will get better. In fact, quite the opposite. Old thralls are seen as useless, so they will either be left to die or receive extra punishment for their perceived laziness. Life as a Viking thrall was awful. Not only did you lose your freedom, but you also became property. Your life belonged to someone else and could be taken from you at any moment. During the Viking Age, slavery wasn't just a thing, it was a part of society. Your chances of survival were higher if you were a fertile female, but that didn't mean much since you could be forced to mate at any time, regardless of whether you were a willing participant or not. Even if you weren't abused physically, you would still be lonely. Your only companions would be other thralls and prisoners of war, people whose mindsets ranged from prayerful to bitter. You had little control over what happened to you. The only thing that mattered was your usefulness. If you were healthy and strong, you would work as a farmhand. If you were a woman, your main job would be taking care of the household and raising children. If you were a kid, your life would be the most miserable of all. While other kids played games and had fun, you would be forced to do the dirtiest chores imaginable. Life as a thrall was incredibly difficult, but there were exceptions to every rule. A kind master might treat you well and even set you free in your old age, but that was a rarity. Most thralls died as slaves and were forgotten forever. Escape was possible, but unlikely. The ones who fled were usually caught and punished. Those who remained behind could only dream of freedom. Life as a Viking thrall was harsh, unforgiving, and lonely. If you survived for many years, you grew old and were seen as a useless piece of property. Now your fate was truly sealed. You would die a slave and no one would remember you ever existed. This was your life as a Viking thrall. Now check out what was daily life in Viking Age Scandinavia really like, or click this other video instead.